The conversation surrounding Caitlin Clark isn't just the most polarizing topic in sports right now. It's become a cultural earthquake, shaking the foundations of women's basketball, stirring heated debates across political lines, and exposing the deep fractures within the WNBA. What began as excitement over a generational talent has spiraled into a crisis of identity, leadership, and league integrity. And now, with rumors swirling that Caitlin Clark may leave the WNBA entirely, fans, analysts, and players alike are asking one painful question. How did the league get it so catastrophically wrong? Caitlin Clark's rookie season was supposed to be the moment everything changed for the WNBA. Her name alone reignited interest in the women's game. She led all rookies in scoring, assists, and rebounds. She wasn't just good, she was electrifying. Night after night, she put the Indiana Fever on her back and delivered highlight after highlight, playing with poise, fire, and a fearlessness that made casual viewers tune in and made loyal fans believe again. She wasn't asking for special treatment. She wasn't demanding protection or reverence. All she wanted was respect, and what she got instead was bruises, blind referees, and betrayal from the very league that needed her the most. Caitlin Clark didn't just arrive in the WNBA. She exploded into it, bringing with her a tidal wave of attention and expectation. She was meant to be the WNBA's Jordan, its LeBron, its Steph Curry. But instead of celebrating her as the future, the league treated her like a problem to manage. There was no strategy to protect her, no system to nurture her. Instead, she was thrown into the fire, surrounded by veterans who often resented her fame, and officiated by referees who refused to call clear fouls even as she was repeatedly knocked to the floor. Let's be brutally honest, this league failed her. And in doing so, it failed itself. The now viral moment that encapsulates everything wrong with how the WNBA has handled Clark came during a game against the Atlanta Dream. In the third quarter, Kennedy Carter barreled into Clark with a shoulder block that looked more like an NFL hit than a basketball play. It wasn't called a flagrant foul on the spot. The officials didn't stop the game. Clark hit the court hard, picked herself up, and carried on. Only the next day, after massive fan outcry and media backlash, did the league retroactively classify it as a flagrant. By then, the message had already been sent. Clark, the face of the league, could be taken out with impunity. And yet, she said nothing. "I know I'm going to take a couple of hard shots a game, and that's what it is," she calmly told the press after the game. That stoicism, that quiet toughness, it should have made the league rally behind her. Instead, they left her alone, absorbing blow after blow as executives and league officials hid behind their silence. Meanwhile, social media became a war zone. On one side, millions of fans and commentators were outraged at the treatment Clark was enduring. On the other, a loud minority downplayed her significance, some even suggesting that her rise was a product of media hype, not merit. Resentment simmered among WNBA veterans, many of whom had labored in obscurity for years without a fraction of the spotlight Clark now commanded. They weren't ready to pass the torch, and it showed. The backlash wasn't just physical, it was personal. Critics began twisting Clark's confidence into arrogance. Her celebratory gestures were called showboating. Her vocal style of play was branded as disrespect. Never mind that her male counterparts in the NBA are praised for the very same fire. The real issue wasn't her game, it was the narrative. A young white woman from Iowa was dominating headlines, drawing historic crowds, and making millions of dollars in endorsements. For some, that wasn't just uncomfortable. It was infuriating. But here's the truth. Clark didn't ask for the crown. She earned it. She didn't demand the attention. She generated it. She was the spark the WNBA had begged for, prayed for, dreamed of. And when she arrived, instead of lifting her up, they let her get dragged down. Now, the league is facing the consequences of its neglect. Rumors are growing louder that Clark has signed a lucrative contract to play overseas. Some reports suggest it's a short-term deal. Others whisper that she may never return. The fact that this conversation is even happening is a failure of epic proportions. And it's not just about money. Clark, like many WNBA players, is exploring financial opportunities abroad because the WNBA simply doesn't pay enough. That's nothing new. What is new is that this time, the league might lose its most valuable player. Sports commentator Jason Whitlock didn't mince words. He's called for mass firings. Adam Silver, WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, Indiana Fever GM Lynn Dunn, even the head coach. His point is blunt but devastatingly accurate. How do you let the most important player in women's basketball feel so unprotected, so unsupported, so unwanted, that she considers walking away? Whitlock even suggested Clark should help start a rival league, a place where women's basketball is treated with the seriousness it deserves. Imagine that. A parallel universe where athletes are paid fairly, protected by officials, and embraced by leadership. The mere possibility of it is a damning critique of the current WNBA structure. Because make no mistake, Clark isn't the only one thinking this way. Other rookies like Camila Cardoso and Nika Mull have already signed overseas deals. Cardoso is playing in China. Mull is in Turkey. 4 years, playing internationally has been a necessary path for WNBA players to earn a livable income. And now, Clark, the woman who drew nearly 1 million viewers for a regular season game, may be next. If that doesn't terrify WNBA executives, nothing will. Yet, despite all of this, Clark remains composed. She's not whining. She's not playing the victim. She's living her life. She's training. She's exploring new interests, like golf. She's already committed to several high-profile events, including the Pro-Am LPGA tournament and a women's leadership summit. That's not her abandoning basketball. That's her expanding her platform, showing that she's not just a player. She's a brand, a leader, and a force for change. Clark's growing involvement in golf might seem surprising, but it's strategic. Golf is where athletes meet CEOs, where business deals are made, where legends like Michael Jordan built their post-playing empires. Clark is playing the long game. She knows that if the WNBA won't protect her, she'll protect herself, by building something bigger than basketball. Even NFL quarterback Robert Griffin III recognized it. He called her the Tiger Woods of the WNBA. Not because she plays golf, but because, like Tiger, Clark has redefined what her sport looks like. She's drawn in new fans, changed the media narrative, given young girls a reason to believe that women's basketball matters. And like Tiger, she's done it under an unbearable spotlight with immense pressure on her every move. But here's where the comparison ends. Because while the PGA protected Tiger, nurtured him, helped him become the icon he is today, the WNBA stood by while Clark was fouled, mocked, and politically targeted. They let her take the hits, literally and figuratively, while they cashed in on the wave of attention she brought with her. And yet, through it all, Clark hasn't walked away. Not yet. Despite the rumors, despite the bruises, despite